It's the moment you've been waiting for. The moment that generates a twinge of excitement and hope, followed by that sinking feeling that you could be about to waste 30 minutes of your day without receiving a single dollar in return. It's the initial phone inquiry from a prospect, and what you say over the next 20 minutes will have far-reaching consequences for your business. What do you say? Hey, my name is Skye Stephens. I'm a co-founder of the Association of Professional Builders. We help builders to convert more of their leads into high-margin contracts. Most builders do not have a script they follow when taking that initial call, and that one mistake is costing them thousands of dollars every year in lost profits. Not just in lost sales, but in lost margin. How can an initial conversation with a prospect determine the margin on a contract proposal 6 or 12 months later? We'll cover that later. Right now, let's start with the script. It doesn't need to be complex, not even word for word to start with, although you may want to document exact phrases to use if you have a sales team managing your sales process. A bullet point list of objectives to cover in the initial discussion will suffice to start with, and at the very top, you should write one thing. Smile. Yep, smile. Even if you are on the other end of the phone, smile. It doesn't cost anything, and the action of smiling will improve your delivery. No one wants to deal with a grumpy builder or even an aloof builder, so smile and you will come across as a warmer, friendlier person. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying this will make you warm and friendly. If you are a grumpy old man, then at best you will appear a little bit more tolerable. But I'm guessing that if you're watching this, then you're probably a pretty good person and that most people like you. Still, it never hurt to take that friendliness up a notch. The next thing you need to note down at the top of your checklist is it's all about them. Naturally, they will start off asking questions about you. So when that happens, there's a tendency to talk about ourselves and then wait for the next question. It feels good talking about yourself and your company, doesn't it? Let's be honest, it's most business owners' favorite subject, but it's not going to help you get a prospect to the next stage in the process. Speaking of which, we will cover off objectives in a minute as it's crucial. So, when the prospect starts by asking you a question, go ahead and answer it, but follow up with a question of your own. You see what's happening here? You've taken control of the conversation, and from the very first conversation, you've taken control of the negotiation. Yes, this is a negotiation from the start. Why? Well, it's because you have an objective. Remember, objectives are critical to your entire sales and marketing process. Every phone call, every email, every text message, in fact, every single time you communicate with a prospect in your sales funnel, you always have to have an objective. And that objective is to get them to the next stage in the funnel. And guess what? This prospect just entered your sales funnel. So what happens next? The first objective is always to qualify quickly. That way you can get rid of the time wasters and get back to whatever it was you were doing on your computer before the phone rang. So if that's your objective, you're going to want to ask them some qualifying questions. Obviously, these will depend on the type of building work that you specialize in, or the unique selling proposition or USP, as business consultants like to call it. So, let's say you're a custom home builder. You might need to find out a few important things about your prospect before you go any further, such as, do they have land or do they have plans? Or maybe, do they have a soil test? No? Well, let me help you with that, Mrs. Whittingham. I have a special arrangement with XYZ Soil Testing, and they gave me a 35% discount on all my soil testing. You'll need a soil test in order to determine the cost of construction for your new home. I'd be happy for you to use my account and get that discount, rather than you paying full price, or even full price plus a builder's margin, which is what normally happens in this industry. Would you like me to organize that for you? See what happened there? Not only did we further qualify the prospect, we also ascended them through our sales funnel. Of course, if you don't build new homes or the prospect already has a soil test, then you might want to try a different tactic. It could be a concept design, construction drawings, engineering, or even demolition. Who cares? All we're doing is changing the relationship from a prospect to a customer. And when that happens, our cold lead is 20 times more likely to become a client. Now, let's get back to the point of this video. When you speak with a prospect, or even a client for that matter, it's not about you. As boring as it sounds, it's all about them. So don't tell them how long you've been in business for, or how your granddad started out by building houses and you're a third-generation builder. They don't need to hear about how you build quality homes and how trustworthy you are. Geez, they thought that was a given. So you mean there are builders out there who build crap homes and can't be trusted? Geez, I need to do some more research before I get involved in this building lark. What they do care about is how you can help solve their problem. Don't waste your time on time wasters. Make sure you use a qualifying checklist every time you speak to a new prospect for the first time. Get started now by clicking on the link below, where you'll be able to download the free Builders Qualifying Checklist.